Hey, what's up everybody? In this video, I'm gonna go over a couple of easy ways to make more money on your existing reservations. Tip number one, charge for parking permits. Now, parking permits usually only work with apartment complexes where they have assigned parking. They'll usually assign out little parking permits like this. You can print out several of them. And the thing with most guests is that they usually forget to bring these back to the unit. They'll just leave them in their car, take it with them, and now you're out a parking permit. Well, an easy way to incentivize your guests to bring them back is by charging a missing parking permit fee. Missing parking permit fee will not only incentivize them to return it, but in the off chance that they do not come back with your parking permit, you can now charge them for it. I charge 40 bucks. You can charge more, you can charge less, but just know that if you do decide to charge more, let's say like in the $100 plus range, first of all, that's a little bit, unreasonable for just a paper parking permit, plastic parking permit. The other thing with that is that if it's over $100, it's much more likely to come under the scrutiny of Airbnb through the claims process, which will then either delay you getting your money or you won't get it at all. So I charge 40 bucks. It seems to be a little sweet spot where any parking permit that does go missing, it makes it more likely that your guests will just cough up the money. Or, if they don't, you can always file a claim with Airbnb and Airbnb will just cut you the check. Tip number two, charge a late checkout fee. Now, this happens very often. Guests, they'll check out 11:30, 12 o'clock, and you'll usually find out when your cleaner arrives on site. They always let me know. They'll say, hey, there's a car still in the driveway, or hey, there's people still inside the unit. Now, what you want to do is you want to get your cleaner to send you a text message so that way you have documentation. What the documentation has to clearly show is the time. And it's usually, if you're sending via text message, it'll show at the upper right-hand corner of the cell phone the time. And if not, what you can do is you can always kind of like drag left on your text messages and it'll show the timestamp next to the timestamp that the text message was sent, along with a screenshot of the conversation. Or what you can do is you can have your cleaner take a picture of the vehicle that's still parked outside of the house, again showing the time that it's still parked outside. This is usually sufficient to get your late checkout fee to get paid either by the guest or through the claims process. What do you charge for the late checkout fee? I usually do about 25% of the nightly rate. This also applies to early check-in options as well. So late checkout fee for, late checkouts, and an early check-in option for guests wanting to check in early. This tends to be one of the most frequently asked questions by guests who have not yet checked in. They'll usually send a message through the messaging platform or through text message to you directly saying, hey Roger, is it possible we can check in a little bit early, say 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, or hey Roger, we're coming into town early. We'll be there around 1 o'clock. What are the chances we can check in early? At this point, it depends if they're checking into a house or if they're checking into an apartment. Again, this will be about 25% of the nightly rate that they are paying for their stay. The last tip is offering extensions to your guest. Now, this is especially true if you have orphan days at the tail end of the reservation, meaning that there's another reservation booked ahead, leaving only like maybe 1, 2, or 3 days between bookings in order to maximize your revenue, boost up your occupancy and really get those nights out. Offer it at a slight discount of what they're already paying, so that gives them an easier option to pick up the extra day. Now, what I like to do is I like to send out the alteration request ready to send out before I even hear from the guest. So I might send them a message. Hey John, we have a couple of days before the next booking checks in when you check out. Just wanted to give you the option to add an extra day to your reservation at a discount if you find suitable. I'll go ahead and send the alteration request before they even respond. And that way it gives them an opportunity to look at the extension request first without having to respond, and makes it easier for them to go ahead and click the accept button should they find it suitable for their stay. Well, I hope that's helpful. And if you found it helpful, please don't forget to click like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.